guys, welcome back to Tractors, Trails, and Living Free. And today we have a bit of an oddball project. When we bought this property about 6 or 7 years ago, there was actually the cab of a TENNANT brand parking lot sweeper out in our woods. And it's not very aesthetic when you're wanting to keep the woods looking all naturey and such. So what we're going to try to do today with the Massey Ferguson, I don't know if we're going to use the backhoe or loader, both, who knows. But what we're going to try to do is try to move that thing, because I think eventually we want to scrap it. We just need to know if we can move the thing. And this thing is very heavy. It has a lot of thick steel on it and such, and I'm sure it's probably ballasted towards the bottom just to keep it from tipping when you use it as a lot sweeper. It'd be nice if it was still working and such, and we could just actually use that thing still or even sell it, but it's pretty much just rusting away out in our woods. So we're gonna go ahead and see what this tractor can do to help us. That thing may stay planted in the ground at the end of the day, but we're just gonna see if we can move that thing. Then at least we know there's a chance maybe we can put it on the trailer and take it in for scrap at some point. I figure that thing probably weighs somewhere between 500 and 1,000 pounds at least, since I can't move it. So we'll just get back to you real quick and let you know what's going to happen. We'll see if this can do anything for us. Catch you in a second. Alright guys, let's have a look at this. Already we can tell this Massey is no joke. So this thing, we couldn't budge it. Our neighbor here even had like a good sized four-wheel drive four-wheeler, and all they could do is kind of rock this thing. So like I said, this thing easily over 500 pounds. I don't know exactly what it weighs, but here's what we got here. See this, here's the cab here, steering wheel. Let's go ahead and get the nameplate here. Make sure we don't get underneath that in case it somehow slips. So there we go. TENNANT 86 power sweeper, something like that. There's the seat, the cab, some controls. Looks like a couple hydraulic hoses here. Maybe some lift arms down here. I don't know. I don't know much about these except for the concept of what they do. So when we pulled right up to this thing, as you saw in the video, I basically just lowered the loader bucket and pushed up against it just to see if it moved, and it looked like it rocked. So I went ahead and tipped the bucket down in the dump position, even with the ground, got underneath the edge of it. Check that out, guys. That's about at least 10 inches off the ground there, all on the weight of the loader there. And it doesn't look like anything funny is going on with the cylinders, nothing bending or nothing twisted as far as I can tell. So we brought the John Deere 430 out as well, and some chains, and we are going to see what we can do with this thing. I guess the next thing for me to do would be to use the loader and see if the loader will lift the weight of it. Then I think it might be possible to even put this thing on the edge of a trailer, lift one side up, and then maybe go to the other side and lift it up, and I don't know. So let's go ahead and give that a try. but good signs so far. First of all, we were able to tip it up where it was with the bucket itself. Now we even know the loader is able to lift the half the weight of the thing. Looks like it was probably planted in there about 4 or 5 inches or so in the ground. Not really too much causing ground contact. Looks like just the side rails here. There's like a cross piece there in the middle, so it's not too much holding it in there. What do you think? You think we should chain it up and see if we can drag it some?
I think so.
What do you think? Any ideas?
Yeah, I think we can try to chain it and see if we can drag it any, since we got it broke free from where it was sitting. See where we can pull it to. Maybe to the edge where the trail is.
All right, let's go ahead and try to do some hookup. We'll try to set it up on a tripod so you can kind of watch what we're doing. We're going to use the 430 and the Massey and see what'll happen. I think it'll drag best from the front. If we drag it like this, it's just going to kind of plow. We'll figure something out here, guys. This might be time lapse a little bit, but you'll kind of see us chaining up to it and seeing what we can do. So we'll catch you back in a second. Yeah, you're gonna try to connect on both.
Yep. Now connect to both sides.
It's right. Let's throttle that down. Throttle that down for a second. Throttle it down.
Alright, so I'm connected to both sides here, and we're hooked up to the 430 still. It did move it, so I'm thinking we can try to pull it away here. See if we can move it out of here, bring it closer to the trail.
Okay, yeah, it looked like you're able to rotate it 90 degrees, no problem, and
yeah,
we kind of have a path cleared out there. I don't know how well you can see it, but it is a pathway through the woods there that goes to our main trail. And the fact that he was able to move it a little bit is encouraging. Now that it's not stuck in the ground for the past 20 years or whatever, we're actually going to see what the 430 can do. Kind of got scared there for a second. Looks like we had the 2-speed transmission somehow get knocked into neutral, and all of a sudden the hand throttle wasn't doing anything. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And we're using the differential lock, Eddie, on that? No differential lock. You might need to.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see what the 430 can do here. All right, so the 430 is not enough to move it by itself. I don't know, my idea is to maybe put the Massey behind it and push with the loader. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that should work.
Just give it a little bit of oomph to take some of the strain off the 430.
Yeah, if nothing else, we'll hook the Massey up, and along with it, maybe we can get it to pull it a little bit too, if we can't get the 430 alone.
Yeah, we might need to pull in tandem. My only concern there is, can we fit both tractors on that clearing?
Well, if we'd have to hook it up, and you'd have to be over here. We should be able to get it if we had to. We just have to use a little bit more chain. So we'll see if we can't get it this way, and if not, then we'll figure out another way.
Right. So just so you viewers know, the goal right today is to get this to the edge of the trail. Now that culvert crossing that we did a couple videos ago, it's still kind of wet. It's drying up and we're getting there, but it's still kind of wet. I don't think we'd have much luck dragging this this sweeper cab through there without plowing a bunch of mud in behind it, and then we're pulling way more weight than the cab itself even weighs. So what we're going to try to do first is I'm going to try to position the Massey Ferguson behind it there, come in behind it, and give some push on it, and see if we can't together. We're going to maybe teamwork this thing again and get it out to the edge of the trail. So I'm going to go ahead and reposition this and get the video going back here in a second.
So we moved it from back there, that's where it started. And here we are moving it. Massey Ferguson was a beast. Got it pulled right out of there. 430 still attached up here. And that's how far we got. So right here is the main trail where it goes back up and along. We got it to the trail. What do you think of that Massey Ferguson?
I'll tell you what, the Massey Ferguson did not disappoint. But at one point when we were pulling this thing, this 430 got 6 feet ahead of me. I mean, I wasn't pushing it at all. Once we got this thing going, the 430, I'm pretty impressed. You know, we still don't have a lot of weight on this thing. It's still, I think we're using differential lock, so let's call it two-wheel drive. But yeah, we drove that at least probably 60 feet there through the woods. This thing does not have wheels on it. It's, you know, it's got roots sticking across the trail, but we were able to move it mostly with the 430. I couldn't really lift with the loader, because if I lifted with the loader, then all of a sudden I'm planting the front end of the sweeper into the ground, so I couldn't do that. All I could do was push with it. One time it got a little bit hesitant to go through. I went ahead and engaged the differential lock on the Massey Ferguson. We started moving like it was nothing at that point. Did not have to use four-wheel drive on that either. So let me tell you guys, whether you like green tractors or red tractors or orange tractors or blue tractors, there is nothing that a tractor to this power, these 25 horse diesel engines with some good tread, there's a lot of things you can do that you might think would be just beyond your reach with a tractor of this size. So like I said, our goal was to get it to the edge of the trail. We can't take it through the culvert now unless we want it to permanently sit there. But yeah, now that we can move it this far, I kind of don't have any doubts that we will, at some point in the future here, when things are nice and dry, maybe late July, early August, something like that, when it gets so hot we can't stand it out here and the mosquitoes are like a plague out here, we can probably bring it through here and should be able to get the sweeper out there, get it up on a trailer, and maybe scrap it out. Maybe get us a couple $100, maybe buy us a new implement. So so that was pretty impressive, guys. Any questions you have about that, let us know. Any suggestions, as always. You know, when we come out here, we're just kind of brainstorming, just kind of figuring the best way to do it. We thought we might have to pull like with both tractors in a V pattern, and that probably would have been pretty effective. But the trail's only so wide, so you kind of, you know, we'd be dodging each other while pulling. So so yeah, that was major progress. This is the biggest thing that kind of just pollutes our woods, and we kind of want the woods to look nice in nature. We don't want garbage to be sitting out there. We want it to be enjoyable for everybody. So yeah, not much more to say about it. Hope you guys like what we're doing. If you like what we're doing, please like and share these videos, and subscribe if you haven't already, because you know, summer's kind of a slow time. Everyone's out busy enjoying the nice weather. It's really kind of a slow time for the videos, but we really need you to be able to, you know, let YouTube know to push this stuff, and we want to share with as much as possible and keep this stuff going. So thank you guys for watching. This was kind of a fun little project. Looking forward to the time when we get to finish it, and we'll catch you next time on Tractors, Trails, and Living Free.